Hello everyone, welcome back to the Indie Geek Guy channel, and we're back with more Hannibal. So last week we started Hannibal. The thing that took me surprise the most was the kind of trips that Will was going on, just the hits of visual terror that kept striking him. Wasn't prepared for that going into it, but now I feel like I'm a little bit more ready. I expected there to be gore and stuff, because how could you not have that in a Hannibal show? But the kind of cinematography that they were going for, the kind of like throwing you off kilter, like what's going on, how is this affecting his mind, all that stuff. I didn't expect it to go that deep, and from the comments I've seen so far, apparently it's going to get a lot deeper. So I feel like I'm more ready for it, but maybe not, considering what some of the comments have said, that it's going to get stranger. But last time on the show, we had Hannibal and Will sort of teaming up. Hannibal there to sort of look at Will to see how his mind is handling things under orders from Jack. They were looking into an abduction case of 8 girls. Turned out to be a cannibal who was abducting these girls because he didn't want to lose his daughter, who might be sort of moving away soon, and he was sort of consuming them to keep a part of them. And very weird, very creepy. But they found the guy, took him out. The daughter got injured in the process, so I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing like the fallout of this event, or how it affects Will. I think we would do it. I feel like that's how the last episode ended. It ended with Will really shaken up by what happened at the end, so I feel like we have to go with that and see where we're going to be going with his state of things, and also what Hannibal's going to do. Obviously, like, what's Hannibal going to do with this? Is he going to use it for some reason? Like, one line that I didn't bring up last time in the wrap-up review of the episode was when Hannibal described Will as I think it was a platypus, Perry the platypus, but they keep it under the house as the snakes go rolling by, and that felt like it had a kind of double meaning to it. One meaning being that Will is more dangerous and capable than other people give him credit for, which Hannibal can see in him. Two, it almost, the way he phrased it, felt like it was a way that I can use you if I need to. Like, it had that kind of context to it. Like, if he's planning something, that he can use Will to his advantage, which is a very Hannibal thing to do. So, yeah, I guess we just jump in and see what happens next. But before we do, please consider hitting the thumbs up button if you enjoy the reaction and the review. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any future episodes. And that's all other videos as well, reviews, gameplay, all the fun stuff, so make sure you do that so you don't miss out. There is also social links down below, including the Discord server, so if you want to help build up the community for this channel, head on over there, go say hello, all that good stuff. We'll try and build it up. But that's it. That's all I got for preamble this time. Let's jump into the next episode of Hannibal. Oh, he's out here training. He's missing. He's missing a lot. Zombie! Zombie! Yeah, they're going to take your gun away, Will. They're going to take your gun away. You're in no state of mind for the gun, I feel. Oh, they're at his cabin. They found his murder hole. That's the technical term.
Or what if Hobbs wasn't eating alone? It's a lot of work.
Someone he hunted with?
Someone who was in a coma.
Oh, you think his daughter? You think his daughter's involved now?
Hobbs spent a lot of time here. Spent a lot of time with his daughter here.
I don't know how to feel about this line of inquiry. I suppose you have to cover your bases at the end of the day. Is this that fucking Taddle Prime thing? Yeah, it is. Well, she looks so fucking proud of herself, huh? Don't do it. Don't do a weird thing. You're gonna do a weird thing. Oh, that was cool though. Nice transition. I thought he was just gonna come alive in the picture or some shit. What's she doing? What's she doing? Just, like, staring at him?
And they've okayed active return to the field.
Question is...
They've given him... Okay. It seems like a risky thing. Seems like a risky thing.
I'm recommending a psych eval. Hannibal Lecter's a better fit. Your relationship's not personal.
I'm not going to be comfortable with anybody inside my head.
Yeah, especially Hannibal Lecter. He's not just going to be in there, he's going to be molding it.
Why not have a conversation with Hannibal? He was there. He knows what you went through.
You guys don't know what you're doing.
Come on, Will.
What?
I need my
agonizing place to be as the audience. Go see the Hannibal Cannibal Man who will probably be up to no good. Please.
What you need is a way out of dark places when Jack sends you there.
Last time he sent me into a dark place, I brought something back.
A surrogate daughter?
Interesting.
And well, the mirrors in your mind can reflect the best of yourself, not the worst of someone else.
Wow, he actually said something that might be helpful. Although I'm sure he'll manipulate it somehow. Interesting how that was all shot with him up above and Hannibal down below. Sort of the moral high ground being visualized. I'm assuming they'll probably change it as he sort of descends or whatever.
I bet it's marijuana. Or mushrooms.
I ain't no marijuana part. That's a dead hand. What the fuck is this? Someone wanting fungi humans? What? What?
See if that helps with the recoil.
There we go. There we go.
Jack sent me down here to find out what you know about gardening.
Oh, here we go. Come look at my fungi corpses. Oh my god. Jesus. That's just... Blech.
They were buried alive with the intention of keeping them that way. I mean, for a little while.
Long enough for the fungus to eat away any distinguishing characteristics.
That fucking sucks. That's so bad. What a way to die.
Tell me what that man is doing over there by himself.
He's some kind of special consultant, works for the FBI.
Huh.
Here we go. He's gonna get the pendulum swinging. Get that pendulum swinging.
He's alive, but he will never be conscious again.
Okay, so they've been knocked out with something, I guess. That makes a lot more sense. Is he alive? Is he Vision? What the hell's going on? Okay, he definitely seems alive. He definitely seems living. Jesus, that would suck.
This may have been premature.
That would be so bad. Tripped me out for a second there. Like, is it a vision he was having, or was he actually alive? And clearly Will couldn't tell the difference for a moment there.
I don't consider Hobbs my victim.
Is it harder imagining the thrill somebody else feels killing, now that you've done it yourself?
She's gonna get into all sorts of trouble. She's setting herself up for failure, this woman.
Since that's why I'm here, I was wondering...
Are you Freddie Lawrence?
Man, he fucking sussed her out so quick.
You were very persistent about your appointment time. How did you know when Will Graham would be here?
I may have also recorded your session with Will Graham.
How did you know?
He's gonna kill you. He's going to kill you. Well, he'll use you first, and then he's going to kill you.
Well, next time, bring your wife. I'd love to have you both for dinner.
Thank you. Lovely.
Look at the satisfaction on his face. This fucking guy.
I've already had my psych eval.
Not by me.
All right.
You shouldn't be doing this, Jack. He's going to use this information, although, oh my god, it's so... it's so agonizing. Just knowing what he's doing and everyone else is just like, yeah, fine, I trust you. You're good people, Hannibal Lecter.
No, they're all diabetics. He induces a coma and puts them in the ground.
How is he inducing diabetic comas?
Changes their medication. So he's a doctor or a pharmacist or he works somewhere in medical services.
Thank God you have Will around, honestly. Well, this is probably our guy, right?
And that's your correct address?
Yeah.
Keeps looking around shadily. Absolutely not suspicious at all. Oh, well, they're already fucking moving in. They're already doing the thing. How did they find him?
She's the chain's 10th diabetic customer to disappear after filling a prescription.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Jack.
Eldon was just here. Just now.
Is his car still in the parking lot?
Right, this is episode 2. This is episode 2, and this is what we're dealing with.
Freddie Lowndes, TittleCrime.com.
The FBI isn't just hunting psychopaths, they're headhunting them too. She goes into a lot of detail.
Son of a bitch.
Well, Hannibal didn't kill her.
You got all that information from a local detective.
That guy, isn't it? It's going to be that guy. Making me think it was Hannibal who gave the information, but nope, it's definitely that guy.
You contaminate crime scenes. That's obstructing justice. I can indict you for obstructing justice. You don't write another word about Will Graham, and I won't have to.
Fucking Jack just came in here swinging his dick around.
You used me.
Was him. It was that guy. Such a throwaway bit of dialogue. You used me.
I don't feel sorry for myself at all. I feel good.
Feel good about killing someone? Is that the issue? Maybe. And that's what's disturbing him?
Not the first cop you got fired.
Guarantee you it pays better.
You just figured that out.
Right now,
Just figured that out right now.
I read your article.
Jesus!
Tell me about Will Graham.
What the fuck? What? That's like the ballsiest thing he could have fucking done.
What did you tell him?
Everything? He wants to help Will Graham connect with Abigail Hobbs.
Get to the hospital. Get to the hospital. Get to the hospital. Mushroom Man's coming.
Stamets knows about Abigail.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. This is either going to go well or horribly. Oh god. Straight in the shoulder. Didn't eat 10 shots that time.
I know who you're reaching for. I know. Abigail Hobbs. You would have found her in a field where she was finally able to reach back.
Okay, this guy needs putting away somewhere, right? Away from people.
It's the inevitability of there being a man so bad that killing him felt good.
That's Hans foreboding.
You fail, there's a paddle. Where was your paddle with Hobbs?
You're supposed to be my paddle.
I am.
But where's he paddling you? That's the problem.
I like killing Hobbs.
God's terrific. He dropped a church roof on 34 of his worshippers last Wednesday night in Texas while they sang a hymn.
Did God feel good about that?
He felt powerful.
This conversation. There it is. That's the end of the episode. Well, we definitely escalated a bit there, didn't we? Alright, another episode of Hannibal. An episode about connections, both literally and metaphorically. So we were simultaneously dealing with the fallout of what had happened last time whilst introducing a new killer and the procedural nature of that, but also showing how Will's connection to the first case has affected him and how he's going about doing the job he is now employed to do. He's now been put back in the field. He is receiving therapy, and like, you can be in the field as long as you're receiving therapy, and that's basically what it seems to be. But doesn't seem like a smart idea. Doesn't seem like a smart idea, and he's clearly haunted by the killing of the guy from the first episode. But it's not necessarily the guy, it's just that he enjoyed killing him, and he's trying to make sense of that. Like, should he have enjoyed killing him? Should he not have? Should he feel bad about it? Again, the show's doing a really good job at making you double think everything Hannibal's doing, because, you know, in your heart and mind, you know that he's up to no good. You know it. You know that that man is doing something at an angle that suits him. But the show does such a good job at making him, and obviously Mads' performance, it makes it feel so personal and charming and charismatic, and like he is there to help. But it's clear that that isn't what's going on. And also, again, obviously feeding humans to humans once again, that seems to be his thing. So I do wonder if that's how they're going to catch him out down the line, something along those lines. We also got a look into the Taddle crime, Freddy, where she's falling into these whole events. I believe that character is in the movies, but I think they've like gender swapped it for the show. Again, another character whose motivations seem clear at one point, but then there's always this question that you're calling into, like when she started to see that she was putting people in danger, she did seem to have some sort of remorse about it. But I don't know, it's interesting, and it's going to be interesting seeing how that character will factor in as we go along, because it's just another potential problem. And also clearly Hannibal is using her for something. Like, it's sort of like, what are we going to do about this? And then it cuts to him eating with Jack, and you're like, oh, he killed her, eat her. But no, that's not what happened. He's going to use her. He's going to use her for some reason to mess with Will, mess with Jack, all of that stuff. Like, he's just getting off on all this, clearly. And again, it's really hard to tell what Hannibal wanted and what he didn't want. Did he want her to put that story out? Because we have a cut of him reading the story and saying, oh, you have been very naughty. And it's hard to know if it was kind of like a, I applaud this naughtiness, or you're fucking me off. Also, coming into episode 2, and we're dealing with a guy who is burying and fungiing people. And, you know, this is episode 2. This is episode 2, and we're already going to these places. It is, I mean, obviously we started with a cannibal, so I guess we were already there, but so grim. So, just so grim. Like, I wanted to say, I mean, imagination, is that the right word? I mean, I don't know where they got inspiration for some of this. Like, did they use real stories, or are they just completely just making stuff up and going with it, or are they drawing from the books, which probably is the most obvious answer to that. But it's like, who comes up with this? Who decides, yeah, I'm going to start my story with a bunch of corpses with fungus growing all over them. But it's worse than that. The guy comatose them so they wouldn't ever wake up, and they died living as mushroom people. It's like, that sucks. What a fucking awful way to go. Obviously, from a storytelling point of view, it's like a very literal version to explain the metaphor of the connections that are going on. What connections are Will making? What connections is Hannibal making? Like, all of that stuff. Like, how are these people interlinking and sharing experiences and stuff? But mainly Will. Like, can he connect to these people? Does he sympathize with them as well as empathize with them? Because there is a difference between sympathizing with these people and empathizing with them. Like, empathizing is just sort of understanding why they're doing what they're doing. Sympathizing is feeling sorry for them and their motivations, which there is a clear difference between those things. And I think the show is kind of trying to make that clear, whilst also experimenting with, like, well, where does Will actually stand on that? Because we've seen within these 2 episodes, he's like, I think it's like vulgar to call these people evil-minded or whatever you want to go with. Like, he has some element of, like, there's a reason that these people are like this and we need to understand them, but I don't think calling them evil-minded is a particularly helpful thing, which then calls into question other people. Like, well, are you just empathizing with them, or do you feel sorry for them? Do you have sympathies for them? Are you going to act out like this? Like, all that stuff gets thrown in the air. One of the next big threads seems to be that they are counting the daughter as a suspect. They're thinking that she may have helped her father, may have consumed some of the girls herself. At least this is what Jack is thinking. Will is less inclined to believe that. I am also less inclined to believe that. I feel like there is a stretch going on there. I get where he's coming from. He has to cover his bases, but I don't necessarily think that's what's actually going on. But it's also hard to tell. Will just isn't thinking straight about that, where he's coming from. Like, he wants her to be innocent because it would make the fact that he enjoyed killing her father easier. Like, he was protecting her and he killed a bad person, so it was okay to enjoy it. He kind of needs that validation. So if she turns out to be like her father, maybe that would break him. That would be a step too far. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to put it forward, and I'm interested to see where it's going to go with that. If they decide to just go, yeah, she was in on it the whole time, or nope, you're stupid, Jack. So I have no possible theory, because at the moment there isn't really any kind of clues being put forward for one way or the other. It's purely an emotional state of mind, it seems like, for the two opposing viewpoints there. So we'll have to wait and see where that goes. I don't want to commit to my optimism that she wasn't involved, but I'm hoping that is the case for Will's sake, if nothing else. Really like some of the direction in this episode. I pointed out in the reaction, like the beginning of the therapy session between Hannibal and Will, where Will is up upon the gantry looking down, and Hannibal's trying to bring him down to his level, lure him down. And then as the episode went on, the levels went lower and lower. So he starts up there. The next session, he's on the same level as Hannibal, like they're on a level playing field. And then the next time we see them, Will is sitting down and Hannibal's standing. And it's just that kind of descent as he finally gets to the point where he admits that he enjoyed killing the guy. That's the point where he is at his lowest, and it's interesting, a nice subtle visual touch to what that conversation and what those conversations are meaning to the two individuals involved. It was a nice directional touch. Or it could have been in the script, to be fair. In either case, it was a good way of just sort of subtly visualizing that. Also, Hannibal's clearly trying to get into the heads of other people. Will is obviously his main subject, but he's trying to understand Jack. He's trying to understand Freddy from Tattle Crimes. He's trying to get in their heads as well, obviously to try and manipulate them if he needs to, and to use them in the future for whatever his purposes might be. Because at this point, we still don't have a clear, what is Hannibal going to do? We know he's involved. We know he's a bad guy. We know that he's fascinated by Will and what he's capable of doing. He's never probably met anyone quite like him. But we don't have a sort of end sight for that character. He's just kind of playing the field a little bit, if you like. He's just like trying to understand everyone, what this could all mean for him. Obviously, to help him get away with his crimes in some form. And again, it circles back around to what I said at the beginning of the video from that line from the first episode about calling Will someone to keep the snakes away. And I'm wondering how that's going to manifest itself as we go along. I still kind of can't believe that the Mushroom Man just walked up and shot that guy in the head. He's just brazen, doesn't give a shit. Because once you do that, and in front of an eyewitness that you don't kill, you're done. You're donezo. You have no defense anymore. So he just fully committed to the I'm going to get Will Graham to understand me plan. And yeah, it's that was a whole thing. I just couldn't quite believe it. It just went there. That poor guy had such a rubbish time of it. He got manipulated by Freddy and then shot in the head. What an awful, awful time for that man. I have found it interesting, though, in both episodes that we've dealt with two separate killers. And they're largely, we don't get to know them very well. We didn't see the killer in the first episode till the very end of the episode. That's the first actual physical interaction we really saw with him. And it was kind of the same here as well. We didn't see our killer till right towards the end of the episode. And it's interesting that we're doing that because you're meant to be experiencing the killer's motivations through Will. And much like Will, the audience are trying to find the face that fits that killer. And we have to first experiencing it through his point of view rather than just seeing the person who is doing it. I just find it an interesting choice to do it that way in both cases of these first two episodes, that we're not seeing who the person is, but obviously that goes along with the mystery of each episode, I guess, who is doing this. You don't want to just reveal it because some TV shows who deal with mysteries and crime and stuff, they'll just show the audience right off the bat who the killer is, and then you're just experiencing the characters trying to figure it out. In this case, it's very much like you're in the same place as Will going into these crime scenes. You don't know who did it. You're trying to figure it out. You've also got the empathizing thing, how that is affecting Will. And it kind of throws the question back at you as well. How do you feel about these things? How would you feel about killing someone if you know that they were also a murderer. Like, that's the sort of the big question that these 2 episodes have thrown up. Like, how would that make you feel if you were to kill someone who, in that moment, you're fully convinced is a bad person? You know, it's just interesting. It's interesting to tell the story that way. But no, another solid episode. I enjoyed it. I can already tell the show is going to fuck with my brain a lot, and we're only 2 episodes in. It feels like we're very much just sort of skirting the peak of the iceberg at the moment. That's probably going to get a lot deeper and darker as we go, especially like we're already seeing Will question a lot about himself this early on and just being thrown in the deep end. So I'm interested. I'm excited to see where this is going to go, but I'm also excited to see not only Will, but how all the other main characters who have been introduced, like Jack, now Freddy's been introduced, Alana, I believe her name is, like how all of these people are going to be affected by events as they unfold as well. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing that we have an ensemble cast, and I'm kind of liking all of them. So yeah, another solid episode. Look forward to the next one. Yeah, well, we'll see you there for the next one. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me know you liked it. It helps it get seen by more people. Also, consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. That's reactions, reviews, gameplay, all of that fun stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching this one. I'll catch you on the next one.